tell us your name?
It's Ankita.
Nikita. How old are you?
I'm 29.
29. Are you a casual dater, or do you see yourself dating like a lot? Like you go and constantly you're going on dates?
It's a bit of both. I mean, I do want to find someone. I'm looking for a serious relationship, but the journey to the serious relationship is a bit of trial and error, you could say. Unfortunately, I am on Tinder. Looking in all the wrong places, but I am on Tinder, Bumble, and Happen.
Now, can you tell me your story? Have you been ghosted before?
I have. So I was seeing, and this was not off of a dating app, I was seeing my ex-co-worker that I used to work with. We bumped into each other after a while. When we worked together, he asked me out a couple of times. Then we stopped working together, and he bumped into me one time, and he asked me out. And I agreed to go out with him. I kind of knew the guy, ran in the same circles. So we started going out. So we went out for 3 months, and things I thought were going really well. We never had the talk as such, but I do feel like we were exclusive because he did, like, in week 2 of dating, he mentioned that he wanted to see me about 2 to 3 times a week. So I was like, okay, so that's something. And I started seeing him a lot often. And we dated for like a good 3 months or so. And then one night we went out, played some pool, went out to Bar Chef, had a few drinks. We were talking a lot. And then I didn't sleep over or anything. I went off to his place and then I left. And that was pretty much the last night that, or the last date that we had together. After that, we were sending each other texts. I was sending him like GIFs. We were on Reddit sharing stuff with each other. And then I asked him, I'm like, when do I see you again? And he just stopped responding.
Did you feel completely blindsided when that happened?
Absolutely. I had no idea. I was sitting there for 2 weeks trying to think of every single situation that could have happened, trying to make up stories in my head. And I was in my head so much because I was like, what went wrong? I have no idea what happened. In fact, on the last date, he started telling me stuff like how he feels like he's himself when he's around me. Some really heavy stuff went down and nothing. I was so in my head. I was taking apart every single date, taking apart every single conversation we had and trying to find where it all went wrong. And I still haven't found that answer.
Still haven't found that out.
Yeah, but for 2 weeks, that's what I was doing. And then I had to just come to terms with maybe he was bored. But he showed no signs of it, so I don't know. No, not at all. So at first I was like, oh, maybe he's on a work trip or he's busy with work, so it's okay. I gave it 2 days of no responses, and I saw him online on WhatsApp a couple of times. And then I basically sent him a text, and it was a very polite text. I was like, hey, look, if there's something that's more interesting to you right now, or if there's something that you want to focus on, just let me know, and I'll be happy to understand. So I sent him that text, and he saw the text immediately, but he didn't respond. And that's when I knew for sure that I'd been ghosted. I was very depressed. I was crying a lot because I really thought a lot of this guy. And I felt betrayed. I was at home trying to figure out what had happened. I could no longer trust dating anymore. If I dated a person who was a coworker and it turned out like this, yeah. I was very scared of investing another 3 months in a guy, essentially. I think other people feel too entitled because dating's become so easy and so accessible. So I do feel that some people feel entitled, and then for people like me, I get too invested. So I do think there's that gap. I do think that I don't think I'm investing less or more depending on social media. I don't think that affects anything. Anyone can be a ghoster. I understand when people ghost in 2 or 3 dates because it totally does make sense. I've ghosted, but yeah, long-term ghosting is definitely crappy. I've been there, I've done it myself, but when guy needed closure, I gave him closure, essentially.
Have you ever ghosted someone?
I have. So I was seeing a guy for 5 months, and I was right out of a relationship, and we were going out, and it was going really well to a point that I thought, to a point that I was starting to get feelings for him, and I didn't really know if he was on the same page, and it scared me a lot. So I pretty much, by the end of 5 months, I just started dating other people, and I got a bit paranoid, and I just kind of ghosted him, but not really. I wouldn't say ghosted him. I just kind of stopped talking to him, stopped connecting with him, and then when he asked me why, I kind of gave him the reason why, that I thought my feelings were too strong for him, and I couldn't handle it at that time.